man, so the crypto pullback continues, with Bitcoin losing a critical level at $29,000. How much lower can this pullback go? What am I doing in this market? I'm going to reveal all and a lot more. Smash the likes. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. It's disappointing now to see that Bitcoin has now lost another key level. Yes, initially we were trying our best here to knock the door at 31,000. We then fell back to down to 30, lost that, lost 29.5, and now this green line at 29,000 has been breached. We're going to get into what's going on, how much more of a pullback we could see, but as you can see, this is a little bit painful, even though we should have expected this. Now, we've got to start off with one of the main catalysts causing some of this pain, and that is a risk-off mentality coming off of the back of disappointing earning results from the likes of AT&T and American Express, plus Tesla yesterday. Yep, they posted more than 20% decline in net income and GAAP earnings. So now this is getting investors worried that there could be a profit crunch, and that is leading to risk to rotate slightly off. Of course, when that happens, Bitcoin does suffer to the downside. Now, what are those key levels we could be looking at? Well, we need to take a look here. We're sitting on the hourly chart, and what you can see is a very clear level that we were working through, right? We're working through this 29,000 level. That's where we draw this green line, because we saw that we went, got rejected, we went again, we got rejected. Finally, we broke through it. We came back, and at this point, you're hoping for a retest and a bounce above. We didn't get that. And we called that even here. When we got this bounce here, I made a video saying to you guys, if we don't get a higher high above 31, this is coming down. Exactly what happened. We got lower highs, lower lows, and we downtrended down and now have lost 29,000. So where's the next level of support? Well, there's a few levels here. The first level I want to point you towards is this dotted line here, and that is 27,800. Okay, bear with me here, it's 27,800. Then you want to look to the bottom here, the wedge, and the bottom of the wedge brings you to 26,700. And then you want to look at this line here, which is your 26,000, this little orangey line here, 26,200. These are the key levels of support you're going to want to be looking at. Now, there's an even lower level of support, which I'm going to share with you if things get really nasty. But in my immediate zone, I already did a little bit of nibbling. I'm happy to nibble in this zone. And the closer we get to the lines I just shared with you, the more I nibble. So the closer we get to 27,700, my bites will get a little bit bigger. If we get down to this level, 26,200, I will be taking big chunks in the price action. If we fall to the next target I'm going to share with you, that's when I'm really going to be loading up even more. Now, check this out. This is the liquidations. These are the degens that are causing this. There's still a lot of people that are overly long in this market from the sudden uptick from 15,000 to 30,000. Everybody just thought this Bitcoin thing is going straight to 60,000. And this is what happens. You get these tourists, these new people into the crypto space who don't want to take the time to learn. They don't want to use my TA course, ijaz.uk/TA, to learn technicals, right? They don't want to book a call one-to-one with me to build their fundamental knowledge, right, on fundamental analysis. You can do that, by the way. Reach out to me if you guys want to book a one-to-one call with me on any aspects of technical or fundamental education. And then they go ahead and they just take leverage long positions, 50x, 20x, 100x. And that is why you saw here, a couple of days ago, I shared with you 183 million of longs liquidated. The next 12-hour period saw another 80 million longs liquidated. But guess what? The market is still right now 62.3% long, right? The long ratio is still sitting at 1.65, sorry. So this market is still eager to go long, and that is why I'm still expecting more pullbacks. Now, if we zoom out, let's bring out our favorite trusted EMA, which again, if you don't understand, why are you not using? It's one of the best indicators available, particularly to new traders or people trying to find their way in crypto. I love this indicator. I swear by this indicator. It gives me so much guidance on the structure of the market. We go through it. I show you how to get it set up on your trading view, ijaz.uk/TA. Definitely go to steal those golden nuggets in that free course. So this is the case on the hourly, right? We've lost our EMA ribbon. We're firmly below it. Chances are we're going to maybe try to rally into it and get rejected again, right? This is a steep fall. We lost it quickly. We tried to get a brief rally. Nope, thrown back down. Tried to get a brief rally. Nope, thrown back down. So we're firmly in the grasp of the bears on the hourly chart. Let's zoom out now to the 4 hourly. And the 4 hourly looks even worse. Big fall down here to the downside, coming to our 200 exponential moving average. That's this blue colored line here. And chances are we're going to struggle here, right? We maybe have a little relief rally into our EMA ribbon. We might have a bit of a rally up to here, maybe even up toward 29,000, above 29,000 again. But then we could easily get sharply thrown to the downside. It's very difficult now for the bulls to get a firm grasp. For bulls to get a firm grasp, they really have to get some sideways action. eventually work their way above this peak, which is at 30,000, and then work beyond 31. Hold up, are you tired of worrying about the security of your cryptocurrency transactions? In this crazy world that is crypto, protecting and preserving our digital assets is everything. And for that reason, I partner with NordVPN, the best VPN service for crypto traders. With NordVPN, you can be sure that your online transactions are completely secure and your identity is hidden from prying eyes. Their military-grade encryption technology makes sure that no one can access your data, even on public Wi-Fi networks, so you can trade with complete peace of mind anywhere, anytime. Guys, seriously, don't risk your hard-earned crypto and NFTs for the price of a coffee each month. They've also offered a free month and up to 60% off their plans. Oh, and they've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. Guys, seriously, it's a small price to play for a rapid, safe VPN. Definitely check it out. Link is in the description. Ijaz.uk/NordVPN. And let's get back into this video. Easy to do that. This is in control of the bears now to the downside. I'm going to give you a few examples of why. Then I'm going to come up to the daily. And this is where everything starts to make sense. And this is what made me call for this pullback. And again, I'm no genius. I don't have a genie lamp. Nope. I just have phones and iPads and devices like you guys with the same tools which you could be using. They're all available for you guys to use. And you can see here on this EMA ribbon, when we were extended on this move up, when we were sitting right on this candlestick knocking at 31,000, that is when I was calling for a pullback. And why was I calling for a pullback? I mean, just leave that chart there when it's looking like this. How could you feel like a chart that's doing that is not due for a pullback? Look at it. It's so extended from its EMA ribbon, naturally it needs to come down. And it's done that. And now the question is going to be, how much more does it want to go down? Now the bulls will need to prove their strength to say, are we ready to go for an immediate bounce right now, or are we not? That's going to be the question. Is it ready to do something like this right now? Is it ready to do that? Or does it want to go deeper into the EMA ribbon and maybe respond there? Now, of course, the bears will want to reclaim this EMA ribbon, fall us straight back below 27,000, and that is when they mean business. So we cannot lose 27,000 here. As bulls, we cannot afford to lose a whole EMA ribbon to close below 27,000, because then we do something like this, and then we're in big trouble here on the daily chart. Okay, so until then, we're okay. I'm looking for a response from the bulls. Can we get a response? But it may need to come deep into the EMA ribbon. It may need to come down to 27,800. It may need to come down a little bit lower. What if we do lose our daily EMA ribbon? I'm always playing out these scenarios, saying, what are those worst case scenarios? So I can be prepared for it, right? Because I know already, like I was prepared, that if this came down, I was preparing it from 31. That if this came down, I'm going to nibble. And I've executed on that. I nibbled a little bit more on my DCA. Now, if we go deeper into that territory, I know I'm going to nibble even more, and the purchase is going to get even bigger. But what if we lose the daily? Will I then change my mind and stop nibbling? Well, now I'm going to explain. So what I'll do if we lose that level is I need to show you what's going on the weekly chart. And on the weekly chart, you start to see the one picture that is still bullish for us. And that is our weekly EMA ribbon. We're still super, super extended above our weekly EMA ribbon. I know this sounds crazy because I said this. I even said, like, guys, when we fall back below 30, everyone's going to panic. They're going to lose their mind. In fact, let's refresh the fear ingredient index. Let's see where the market is sitting at. Because remember, this was 68 last week. See, it's taken a big smack down to 52. Again, we spoke about this. We knew that. We'd lose 30, we'd lose 29, and suddenly everyone's going to be scared like something's happened to Bitcoin. But 2 weeks ago, or even a week and a half ago, oh, we're going up to 50,000. Sensationalism, right? People overreact and they do the same with their positions. That's why you're seeing crazy liquidations. They're not just saying that, they're doing that with their positions. And that's what creates these massive wild swings in the market in crazy volatile days. So when we come back to this weekly, it's not the end of the world, is it? No. If we want to come down and retest our weekly EMA ribbon, that gives us all the way up to 25,800. I know that does not sound fun. When Bitcoin was just a little while ago at 31,000, it doesn't sound fun to say that we could be heading to 25,000. But at that 25,800 level mark, coming into the weekly EMA ribbon, not only is that a healthy pullback, just like this was a pullback, this would not only be a healthy pullback, but it will present a great opportunity for me, and this is not financial advice, for me to take an even more serious purchase here at that level if we do indeed come to that level. Now the bulls will say, oh, we might not necessarily need to come all the way to 25,800. We may be able to rotate at 27, we may be able to rotate at 26. Either way, this is healthy, and what would need to happen next is higher highs and higher lows. It needs to do something like that on the chart there. So once it comes down, has its pullback, it needs to post it a higher high, higher low, and continue to uptrend here on the weekly. That is what matters. Okay, so jumping back into the 4-hourly chart, clearly you can see the 29,000 level is lost. This structure is now broken. If we take a look at the downward channel we were forming, this structure is also broken. If you want to take a measured move, let's take a measured move and do it quite conservatively here. Let's just take that. You can even take the bigger move from the previous impulse, but let's just apply that there as an indicator. And again, it brings you to that 27,900, 27,800 level, which is obvious because look at all the support that comes in horizontally here where my cursor is. Okay, so you saw that is a horizontal level for us. We were also monitoring this pattern here, and I said to you in yesterday's video, in this rising channel here, but that's a bearish pattern. It could break to the downward side, and the measured move would actually bring you to 25,700. Does not sound fun, does it? But guess what? What did the weekly EMA ribbon just show you? The exact same. 25,800. So whilst I'm not calling that it's definite we're going to fall to this level, there's plenty of support coming in between now and then. That is the levels I'm looking for. There's no need for people to be sensational and shout, oh, Bitcoin's going back to 10,000. Oh, it's going down to 15. No, just follow the data. And the data gives me the levels I'm showing you. 27,800, important level. There's some important levels in the 26 region. And then 25,800 has to be the final stop on the weekly EMA ribbon. On the daily EMA ribbon, let me remind you again, on the daily EMA ribbon, you can see here that the final straw is in that 27 region here. Okay, 27,000 has to be the final straw on the daily EMA ribbon. Anything below there, we start losing our daily EMA ribbon. For the weekly EMA ribbon, 25,800 sits at the top of the weekly EMA ribbon. So look at that. Perfectly, the breakdown of that channel with the measured move, which is the green line, brings you right to the top of the weekly EMA ribbon. Okay, so that would be the perfect scenario. If it wants to pull back all the way there, I'd love to purchase there, but there's no guarantee that it will. Another thing to keep an eye on, which has been updated today, is the EU finalized their vote on the markets in crypto assets. So this is the MiCA regulation. It's the first jurisdiction which actually has crypto laws now passed in legislation. It passed easily. 517 votes in favor, 38 not in favor, and this now puts regulation around crypto in Europe. Make of it what you will, but it's going to come down to the nitty-gritty of what this actually means, and we're going to have to decipher what this means, because regulation is good, but overreaching is not good. And what I don't like is how they waited for FTX, Voyager, all these things to collapse, and now suddenly these different jurisdictions are now trying to push through legislation. It's almost like they're using these as false flags to push through any laws they want because they know they're going to have people shouting and they've got a nice excuse to push through any law that they want. So we're going to need to get into the nitty-gritty to see what does this mean. We do not want governments overreaching, and ultimately, if they do, they're just going to push innovation to new jurisdictions like we've spoken about in the US. So there you have it, guys. We've come a long way on Bitcoin. It's important to zoom out and look at where this price action has gone over just a few short weeks. I mean, we're talking about moving from 15,500 to knocking on the door of 31. This little pullback in reality is healthy, it's expected, and this is what you need to start to master in order to build a sustainable and pragmatic portfolio. You know that's what this channel is about. We're not here to moonboy and say, oh, we're taking 100x leverage trade. Those people, it's all cap. They're all lying to you and making YouTube videos, right? The reality is, if you want to build your portfolio sustainably, wait for these pullbacks, DCA into your position, remove the emotion, and get used to this in the markets. Guys, smash some likes. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to go check out this video here, and I'll see you in the next one.